In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events...
What is this?
Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was a compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder, and it can be locked from inside.
Ah, yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from? I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of him.
My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Ah! What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We have to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. Da, we found you. And now you pay. Criminal! How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry? Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. Hmm? No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's belt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Ah, what did I tell you? I mean, it doesn't mean much coming from someone who's played this before, but that's what I thought the first time. Unbelievable. I mean, believable, but... Always the drama. Here, in this very cabin that was bolted in shut from the inside. His body... Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Kazuma... It was just 2 short weeks ago. Sure about this? Will we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your travelling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die! Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. It's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ah. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians won't be very forgiving of a stowaway. You're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we can confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my travelling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. I've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together! We leave you at the next port. Stay quiet until then. Do not make any more trouble for yourself. Murderer! Oh, I'm not a murderer! Did we not establish this in the last case? What the heck? What is this? You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. Oh, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend. No one else could have done it. Admit the truth now. Sato-san. Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Oh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. It's terrible. Oh, dive right in. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. These handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Sato-san, you have to tell me! The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious signs of injury. Obvious external signs of injury then. It's true, yes. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were in here in the cabin after all. Yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. This morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Sato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. And I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we finally managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. The white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. He must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me! I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy, still throbbing like anything. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now. I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. How could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. For some bizarre reason. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Not a man of the law, is he? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that. I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the centre of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. What? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you. Maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It's darker than I'd ever seen it before. Sato-san? Sorry that we kept it a secret from you. We're stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me. to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right. Yes. Word perfect, in fact. Ooh. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Cosmo brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Sato-san, you have to believe me! I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. The trouble is, there's no one else who could have possibly done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this! Don't try to go anywhere! You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. Cosmo was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Cosmo's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Oh! What the? That was a subtle takedown. What? What martial art form is that? Oh my gosh, I already have a throbbing head. Take it easy on me, lady. I'm going to need you to prove it. Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. How am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Yes. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Do I have anything, though? I have to get Chisato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Look at my badge!
Yes.
Alright then, how about this? You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that. Oh. I better try to come up with something more convincing. Otherwise, I get the feeling she'd throw me on the floor all over again. The way you're looking at me. I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough. No, it was definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. I have to get Chisato-san to believe me. Show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty. Alright, paper seal. Kazuma will stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, or akeruna. Though I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Let's look for flavor text before we proceed. This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember working really hard to make it. I'll never forget how Cosmo reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that, he said? Still, I'm sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy, but no one opened the doors. You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course. We didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. To a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. Alright, take this! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Cosmo always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course! The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, it's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Cosmo. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Sato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? Not sure yet. Can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? Or that you had an accomplice, who the heck knows. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Sato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Cosmo, I swear, I will avenge your death! Anything else? Nope. Okay. Oh, let's have a looky. Hey dude, what's good? Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of crime. Excuse me? Excuse me! What? I was wondering how it's going! The investigation, I mean! Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke, dude. Sir. doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. A lot of useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet, of course not. Now go back to corner room and make silent. Say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Oh dear, that won't do. What's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Oh yes, that's not good. Don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I'm sure you're careful to look around using the buttons, aren't you? Because I know what they are. Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that exactly. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. What with the head throbbing? I say we investigate right to left. So, what's this lovely scroll thingy? Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on the ship? Hey, it was his idea. Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I just can't win. I just can't. What's this bone thing? That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. It's really tasty. What are you, a dog? What's it doing on the floor? I mean, I guess the whole place is in shambles. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate it at the table. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So we didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean Kazuma-sama spent his last day on this earth with an empty belly? My gosh, these poor people, they keep dying on an empty stomach. This is unacceptable. It's just too horrible. Now suddenly I have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. This is atrocious. Okay, I guess we can't investigate the knife. That looks dubious, but alright. Could have been a shank. I don't know, they didn't say any external wounds, so I guess he didn't get shanked. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on the trip. Suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, its bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. Oh, sorry. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. She glares at me like that. I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and a thread to draw a bolt across from the outside room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. The door of this cabinet and its frame are made of metal and sealed together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. She glares at me like that. I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing is, it appears to have been broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful colour. It looks like a cute little netsuke fastener for a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Cosmo. Wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? I don't know. The man's a mystery. The mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It's a sort of brick-like hue. It's not blood, is it? Like dried up? Yes, you're right. It is the colour of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same colour anywhere else in the cabin. Something that's not in the cabin. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Oh, it's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-san doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. And perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. The way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder. I'll just set everything... Do not touch the crime scene! I don't like to see a mess. Me neither, but... You can't! There's no evidence of a struggle now. What the heck? And dude's not doing anything. Oh, good heavens. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buryo. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I'm a very dangerous man. I can't decide. One thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I'm a dangerous man. Oh. It's a very large travelling case, isn't it? Fit a whole person. Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? That's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes. See, it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realised as the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Romantic? Well, it's less painful than a subtle takedown. Oh wait, bro, I wanted to see the ink bottle. Bruh, Okay, whatever. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. You really think he's a multilingual king, huh? First you think he knows French, and now you think he knows Russian. He must have knocked the ink bottle from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Kazuma-sama, I doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? Sorry, partner. But I can't read your writing! I don't understand a word you're trying to say to me! I don't think it's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... What? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Ah! Oh! That's out of the question! Kazuma-sama may have departed from this world, but you must not read his private thoughts! What if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? I mean, you touched the bookshelf! Why? I won't read it. It's all scribbles anyway. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, is the need for clues more important? My life is on the line. How do I... Yeah, there we go. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. No, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was I never knew when a member of crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. This game's not hiding anything from me. Oh, I know what you're on to.